part one of 4 lectures on the future of the music industry, and this lecture focuses on the immersive experience via AR, augmented reality, and VR, virtual reality. And we're going to firstly look at holograms and its potential impact, its current impact, and its potential future impact on the music industry. There are some very interesting sort of moral issues around the use of holograms, particularly with legacy acts, with acts, artists that are no longer with us, Michael Jackson, Dio, Amy Winehouse, etc. So I'll just present this one firstly, though. This is a school gymnasium, and the children are just in the gymnasium not knowing what's going to happen, and this is a hologram projected into the gymnasium. And then in slow motion. Yes, so I just wanted to more or less present how effective the visuals are with holograms. Needless to say, you'll be aware of the ability of PA systems, and certainly 5.1 PA systems, to project sound from a concert as you would like. But the technology with holograms is fast developing, and there's a number of areas of the music industry that are most likely to play an important part in the future of the industry. Broadly speaking, the live streaming of live events such as Coachella in 2019, where all 22 stages were live streamed on YouTube for free, is becoming more and more prevalent. It really is an area where there's exponential growth in the market. More broadly, Mordor Intelligence, which is a market intelligence and advisory firm, has shown that there's an expected compound annual growth rate of about 48.7% in the virtual reality market. So unquestionably, this is really going to impact the music industry. What we need to really think of, though, is if you were a live promoter, how would you directly benefit from one of your events being streamed by AR/VR? And how will AR/VR facilitate the user experience? So obviously with virtual reality, we are looking at technology such as Oculus Rift, whereby you wear a VR headset. But how the industry integrates this technology and does it from a number of perspectives, I think there's a number of companies in the industry. So there's Next VR that I'll just show here. So this is Next VR, which is sports, music and entertainment, immersive experiences in virtual reality. You can just see all the events that they've got on here, and particularly at this current time, the coronavirus epidemic, you can see, comedy, boxing, you've got various documentaries, dance, all in virtual reality. And likewise, there's a company called Wave XR, and Wave XR, similar. They've got live events, live virtual concerts for a worldwide audience. They refer to them as waves. You can see all the different events that they've got here. A new type of music, a new type of interactive music experience. So clearly there are gains being made in this area, and I think it's going to be a very interesting area, the way that the industry develops. I think particularly with legacy acts, For some, these artists and songs are so loved. So if we look at the likes of Elvis Presley, Amy Winehouse, ABBA, obviously ABBA are still with us, and they did actually reform more recently, but the likes of Michael Jackson that's no longer with us, the likes of Prince, etc. Some people think that these artists and their songs are so loved that they're confident that fans will continue to come and support them. The evidence is very different, though, because many people question the ethics of these endeavours. And, you know, as one case in point, Amy Winehouse, and it was actually, her tour was postponed due to unique sensitivities. And if you read this article on The Guardian, you've got heads of different virtual reality platforms discussing this. And there was a real sense of whether this was really distasteful and who's benefiting from it. And certainly in the case of, for example, a vocalist called Ronnie James Dio, his wife, Wendy Dio, was the person that set up a Ronnie James Dio tour. And that similarly was cancelled because it was felt to be distasteful, because people were capitalising on the person's estate, and it just felt like just a bit of a distasteful exercise in getting money for an artist that's no longer with us. So you can see that really impacted Amy Winehouse's tour. With ABBA, not so much, because ABBA did actually... They reformed more recently. As you can see, they went on tour as holograms, and as you can see there, they did get together for a surprise reunion performance. They actually wrote a new song, but they did this tour via holograms. And likewise, Michael Jackson, who I've already mentioned, that was probably one of the biggest budget hologram performances. And you might already know that Tupac Shakur had a hologram performance at 2012 with Coachella. So if you are integrating this research area into your written response for the second in-class test for business in the music industry, you really want to do some research into the way that the industry is making plans to integrate this. In other words, are we looking at the likes of, you know, venues like the MEN Arena or Docklands Arena in London putting on events with holograms with a full PA system, or is it more virtual reality, or is it both? Is it virtual reality in your home environment, and what attempts are getting made to really immerse you in the experience of being at that live event if you are at home? Or is it more live events where you actually turn up to a concert as you would do normally, but it's with holograms? And really try and present some ongoing research and statistics that point to trends within the area of immersive reality in the form of augmented and virtual reality.